Hi, Tactical Chibi here with another video. After a long time without uploading, here we are with a new world conquest. But this time we are going to play Afghanistan again. Since my last video was pretty long ago, Paradox released a new DLC which added a focus tree for Afghanistan. And as you can see, it's a very decent focus tree. And the best thing about it is that you can go for the socialist path and then switch to the fascist focus tree if we only do this focus before switching to communism, since it's the only focus that requires us to be non-aligned. And because of that, we are going to rush the socialist path, expand the telegraph network and going down to the socialist coup as fast as possible. For research, we are going to rush the industry and electronic mechanical engineering and mechanical computing. And in the meanwhile, we are going to build infrastructure in Maymana. And as we get the political power, we are going to hire the army offense specialist. As we get to Salang Pass Tunnel, we are going to switch to take other focuses from the industry branch, since we want to take this focus when we are already at least 10% communism support, so we reach faster the 20% we need to take the socialist coup. As we get the event for the Saadabad Pact, we are going to take the first decision. We really need this 5% war support, but we can get it from the shared focus tree with military cooperation. As we are at 10% socialist support, we are going to take the against Kabul focus and then the Janagalak truck factory. And around this point, I'm going to research transport planes. And also we need to research the civilian trains. We are going to improve relations with China, since we are going to send them an attaché as the Sino-Japanese war starts. And for this game, we are going for the doctrine superior firepower. As we complete the Janagalaga truck factory focus, we are already at 20% communist support. And as the Sino-Japanese war started, we are going to send an attaché. And the civil war started. Our main objective in the civil war is to win fast. And since the divisions are pretty weak and the terrain is very hard to push, we need to avoid fighting as much as we can. While on the civil war, we are going to take the focus military cooperation from the shared focus tree to get the 5% war support and be able to switch to war economy. That was a very decent civil war. Sometimes it takes a little more of time depending on the spawns of the divisions, since it's a bit random. Now I'm going to delete all of the divisions, since we're going to enter another civil war in a while. As we have the political power, we are going to hire the fascist writer to gain a little more of daily fascism support. As we are communists, we are going to ask for military access from other communist countries Asking for military access improves our relations with those countries, and later on we are going to need a lot of land leases from them. And as we got enough political power, we are going to hire the health director for the 5% stability and a little more of political power gain. And since we are at war economy, we are going to start building civilian factories. And as you can see, the other Sabatab members are taking some focuses that will give you some bonuses and resources. Almost forgot it, but we need to start producing transport planes. We are going to remove the weapons, since we are going to get them from land leases later. We only need to produce artillery, since the countries don't like to send artillery too much. With the next focus, the Soviet Union will cede a lot of territory from Central Asia, but those territories won't be coerced, and we will need to court them through some decisions that we will log in the last focus of the Communist branch. Before we advance more, I'm going to take electrification, since this focus gives spreading bonuses for construction speed and max factories in states. As the Soviet Union gives the territories, we're going to switch the garrison laws to secret police and make a 1 cavalry division to garrison the territories. Now, we have 3 focuses that we need to take. We need to take them to core the territories in Central Asia, and the best one to start with is develop Uzbekistan, since it will unlock the decisions to core the bigger territories. At this point, I'm going to start justifying on Japan to increase world tension, so we later can call the Soviet Union to the civil war. Also, it will allow us to ask for land leases. I forgot to cancel the war justification on Japan before it ended, and now I will lose stability and war support. Anyways, I'm going to start coding the territories with the decisions we unlocked. Currently, we are taking the focus for the civil war that will turn us to fascism. As the civil war starts, we are going to make a front line in the north and call our allies to the war. And the next focus we are going to take is adopt Nufus to unlock the conscription laws, since we currently cannot increase it from volunteer only. And while we are on a civil war, we are going to ask for land leases. We are going to start justifying on Japan again. As we get the convoys from the land leases, we are going to add them to the international market. This is because we will be able to ask for much more, and this will increase our construction speed. It took me a while to win the civil war, but it doesn't matter since I was asking for land leases during all this time, building a strength to invade Japan. And talking about Japan, we're going to justify again, but this time we're going to declare war on them. On another hand, with the convoys we are currently selling, we are getting a very nice boost to our construction speed for free. As we get the war goal, we're going to declare war, and while we wait for the transport planes, we are going to keep asking for land leases. And yes, the trick to invade Japan with very weak paratroopers is the following. Since there is probably some garrison troops in the port, we are going to launch a paratrooper here and wait for this division to move to Aomori and attack our paratrooper. Then the port will be empty and we'll launch the rest of the paratroopers to take control of the zone. As you can see, there is the division, and now we launch the other paratroopers. We took the port. So, at this point, we are going to move the divisions in Vladivostok to the port and take the Japanese territory as fast as we can. Since I'm very short on artillery, I'm going to remove it and add 2 battalions of infantry. This way we are not losing all the punch our divisions have. Since Japan is almost dead, I'm going to leave the coming turn and start doing collaborations in the Soviet Union. On another note, we are going to get quick improvisation to start gaining more command power, since now we need to take these decisions that cost command power to increase our stability. And Japan capitulates. We're going to annex South Korea and puppet Japan. The main reason we need to take Japan early is because we don't want the US to join the war, since it's a little hard to capitulate the UK without strong divisions. And at this point we have a lot of time to prepare to invade the UK. While I prepare to declare war on the Soviet Union, I'm waiting for this focus, since it will give us a war goal for puppeting the Soviet Union, which will reduce the cost of puppeting by a lot. Our objective for this war is to get as much war participation as we can, because we want to secure as much resources as we can from the Soviet Union. As we are getting more equipment, we are going to add Rangers and an artillery battalion. The strategy for the putsch is just to take the supply hubs as fast as possible and avoid fighting in low supply areas. And we finally capitulated the Soviet Union. Now, because we got the war goal from the focus tree, it will be very cheap to puppet the Soviet Union, or at least part of it. We managed to get most of the Soviet territory just with a 20% war participation. At this point, we're going to join the Axis through this focus and declare war on the Vichy France. And while we prepare for that, we're going to start designing a very cheap tank that we will upgrade in the future as we get more army experience. With the puppet we did in the Soviet Union, we're getting the chromium, and still we need to make a lot of tanks. As we got the war goal and we are ready to invade, we're going to declare war to Vichy France and launch our paratroopers. Again, as we did with Japan, we are going to launch a paratrooper inside the French territory and we will wait for the divisions in the border to go there. As they move, we are going to launch our paratroopers in the empty tiles in the border and we will start invading from those tiles we captured. As we need to capture the French corps in Africa, we are going to use the same paratroopers to launch and take their victory points. Just as my division almost took Algiers, a French division came and said nope. And because I wasn't able to take Algiers and the French divisions are destroying my paratroopers, now I need to take a port and move my infantry to do the job. And obviously, as soon as I took my divisions out of France, they naval invaded and took almost all the territory back. But it's just a matter of time for them to capitulate. And not much later, Vichy France capitulates. We're going to puppet Vichy France and annex the rest of the territory. And we need to take their navy since we're going to invade the UK in a while. And because of that, we're going to annex the Japanese puppet and take their navy and manpower. And in the meanwhile, we're going to invade Spain.
Impresionante verlo bajar. Impresionante. Al lado. ¡Uy!
As we got all of their manpower, we are going to annex them. And as we beat Spain, we are going to puppet them and take their navy. We are going to do the same with Portugal. At this point, we are going to declare war on the Allies, but we are not invading the UK yet, since we want to start justifying on smaller countries first. We are going to also declare war on South American countries, but as we get the Monroe event, we're going to white peace. It doesn't matter since even if we white peace with those countries, if they stay in the Allies, they will declare war against us anyways. As we get the advanced medium tank chassis, we are going to design a very expensive tank for the late game. As always, I will put as much soft attack as I can and armor. As we declared war on most of the minor nations, we are going to start preparing the naval invasion. And because we stole a lot of navies, we got naval supremacy very easily. We are going to launch our naval invasion as soon as it is ready. We are about to capitulate the UK, but we must not forget to call Vichy France to the war, since then Germany will give the French territory to our puppet. In the peace deal, I focused on getting the South Asian territories since I have some cores on the British Raj and I want to secure the rubber for me. At this point, I'm going to add a rocket artillery support company and a tank to our infantry division. Our next step will be to conquer the United States. I'm going to declare war, but I am not going to attack yet, since I want the US to attack me and get their divisions weaker. Also, I want to move more divisions to America before pushing. Germany declared war on the US, so I had to start pushing. And as you can see, the US will not hold much longer. And after watching memes while battle planning, the US capitulated. We're going to try and take the most we can, but it is not necessary since we already have the strength to take down the Axis next. And for that, we are going to design a tank division of 36 width that will work as a spearhead to our infantry. To capitulate the Axis quickly, I'm going to use my tanks to capitulate Italy first and then use them to push through Belgium to the German victory points. Also, I'm using trash divisions to hold the Italian territories in South Asia. And obviously, Italy wasn't even covering the border. The reason I'm focusing on Italy is because I want to capitulate them, and when Italy capitulates, we'll lose half of their divisions and make the push through Germany easier. We managed to encircle a couple of German divisions, making the overall push much easier. And with the capitulation of Germany, the fall of the rest of the Axis member is inevitable. At this point, we conquered the strongest countries, and nobody can stop our way to the world conquest. A year later, with the capitulation of Sweden, we finished the world conquest. I want to thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please leave it a like below and comment if you have any question. See you in the next one, if I find time to make another video.